Well, good evening from Lake Mineral Wells State Park. It was kind of an interesting trip here. I left a little early to go to the park. Planned this weekend to go to a couple state parks and camp and try to hike. And anyway, for some reason, I had in my head that I was going to Possum Kingdom. So I put Possum Kingdom in my phone and I started heading that way. And I thought, before I get there, I think I'll go find a trail. So I put that in instead, and it took me past the park, which was kind of crazy. So I said, well, this isn't right. I'm just going to go to the park. I'll find a trail there. I go and pull out my paper. I'm like, I need to kind of look at my paper that I'd printed for the park pass for my campsite. And I looked at it and it's like, this doesn't say Possum Kingdom. This says Lake Mineral Wells. Wow, okay. I wonder how far off I got. And thank goodness it was only about 40 minutes difference from where I Possum Kingdom over to Lake Mineral Wells. So here I am at Lake Mineral Wells. This is where I do have a spot to camp in, but I thought it was a really funny story. I'm going to go to the Texas Ranger game with my brother and see a game on Sunday. So looking forward to that, and it's going to be a good weekend. Started out a little crazy, but here we are.
In the late 19th century, long before it was a park, the untamed Rock Creek area on the edge of the frontier was actively patrolled by buffalo soldiers from Fort Richardson and Fort Griffin to protect early settlers from the Comanche and Kiowa raids.
Good morning. So I stayed at Lake Mineral Wells and found my campsite and had a lovely evening. Slept great. Birds were chirping. It was cool. It was beautiful. So this morning I was looking for the trailhead. It's a trailway to Mineral Wells from Mineral Wells State Park. I was hoping to walk there and maybe get some breakfast and then turn around and come back. And that's an epic fail. So I drove out to the site where the trailhead is on the All Trails, where the trailhead was, and it had a big gate and it was locked and didn't look like they wanted people crossing that path. So I went down a little further. Oh, and then I put in the coordinates on the map that the park gives you, and it sent me to the same place. So I'm like, okay, this isn't working. So I went down, there was a loop, and I went down there, and there was a gentleman, and I said, do you know where this trailway is? And he said, yeah, you just go to this way. Yeah. Well, I did that. It was a beautiful walk, but it wasn't the tramway. And so I see something here. Again, I know it's over that direction, but there's a big gate. I mean, I could go around that gate, but that's not the one. So now I'm just walking the road. It was a beautiful, about half-a-mile walk down into rocks and kind of scrambling back out. Made me sweaty, but this was supposed to be a super easy walk, and I just can't figure out where the trail is. So I don't know. I guess we'll just walk out here maybe at 8 o'clock, which is in about 35 minutes. The ranger station will open. Maybe I can go ask them. But the problem is it's going to get super hot, and it's about a 12-mile round trip, and so I was really hoping to, do that, knock that out before 11 in the morning, before the heat really set in. So here we are, just walking on the road in Lake Mineral Wells. Very confusing. So I should have gotten more information before I started. Let's see you down the trail. Let's go. Well, I think I found it. It's only about 10 till 8. I think I found the trailhead. Hopefully, keep our fingers crossed. So we're gonna head down this trail and see what we can find.
From 1926 to 1974, the area that is now the state park was a military training base known as Camp Walters, W-O-L-T-E-R-S. Later named Fort Walters to serve as the Army's primary helicopter training hub for the Vietnam War.
So I'm 4 miles in on my walk. This is probably as far as I'll go. But here is an Arby's and a McDonald's. Across the street there's a Starbucks. So if you're willing to go across the street, kind of a nice little stop 4 miles in. And then I'll turn around and go back to my car. So I stopped at McDonald's, which was super nice. Use the bathroom, get me a soda, get some caffeine for the rest of the way back. Took me about an hour and a half to go those 4.5 miles. So I'll be back by around 11:30 or so. Also filled up on water, so it's great.
The state park opened on July 1st, 1981, following the closure of Fort Walters in 1974. The Army and the City of Mineral Wells donated the land and lake to the Texas Park and Wildlife Department. The park expanded further when a former rail line was transformed into a multi-use Lake Mineral Wells State Trailway in 1998.
Well, it's Saturday afternoon, and I finished my 9-mile hike this morning. I went to on the Lake Mineral Wells Trailway, and got to go into Mineral Wells, stopped at McDonald's, got a drink, and then headed back. It's pretty warm. It's in the low 90s, and I'm going to go swim. So there's a lake here, and it's pretty busy. So I don't know how much swimming I'll do, but I'm just going to step out there, cool off.
In 1922, the City of Mineral Wells created the 646-acre reservoir on Rock Creek as a municipal water supply. From the 1880s to the 1920s, the town of Mineral Wells boomed when settlers discovered the local waters were rich in minerals, including lithium. Thousands flocked to the area to take the waters and bathe in the famous Crazy Waters. Even today, Crazy Water is sought after for the rich mineral water.
Hello. I'm in downtown Mineral Wells and we're going to a restaurant called Pasta Fina. So I always love a good Italian restaurant. That was recommended to me.
Located just 20 miles southwest of downtown Dallas, Cedar Hills State Park spans 1,826 acres along the shores of Joe Pool Lake. The park is unique because it preserves remnants of the original Penn farm, offering a glimpse into the 19th and early 20th century rural Texas life. The Penn family owned and worked the land for over a century, raising livestock and planting crops. The Penn Farm Agricultural Historical Center contains reconstructed historical buildings and machinery dating from the mid-1800s to the mid-1900s.
My plan this morning was to walk out here. There's a 10-mile trail out there, and that was the plan, but as you can see, they've closed all the trails, and I've looked around and they're all closed. They say due to maintenance and wet weather. Good morning. It's Sunday morning and I'm at Cedar Hills State Park, and they've closed all the trails except for one, and it's only 2 miles long, so we're gonna go do that. This trail is 2 miles long, 1 mile out, 1 mile back. It looks like it's on a sidewalk, but it's right next to the lake, so it is beautiful. The sun is up. It's about 7 in the morning, and look forward to the walk. As I walk along, there are a lot of day-use picnic tables next to this lake. I bet it's gonna get pretty busy today. But right now, just a few people, very tranquil.
The land for Cedar Hills State Park was acquired by the state in 1982 and officially opened to the public in May of 1991, offering visitors an urban retreat. The park is operated by the Texas Park and Wildlife Department and features over 300 campsites, mountain biking trails, and the preserved Penn Farm.